Hey everybody, this is What's Up with Giancarlo. We've got topic 10, lesson 6 here. Solve problems involving composite figures. I can find the area of a figure by decomposing it into familiar shapes. Alright, let's get into this. Example 1, decompose to find the area of a composite figure. Delia drew this figure. How can you apply formulas to find its area? Well, what we can do to help Delia out is we can tell her to break this weird looking shape down into other shapes that we can use. So we have a triangle there. We can draw a line here. And now we have a parallelogram and a trapezoid. So triangle, parallelogram, and trapezoid, which we know all the formulas for. A equals 1/2 BH, A equals BH, and A equals 1/2 times in parentheses B1 plus B2 times height. Okay? So the base of this triangle will be 7. The height will be 4 plus half would be 6. Okay? Then the base for the parallelogram will be 7. And then the height will be 4. And then the one base for the trapezoid will be 7. And then 7 and 7 is 14. And then the height will be 6. So let's try and do this on this page. So the triangle will do A equals 1/2 BH, A equals 1/2. I said the base was 7 and the height was 6. A equals 1/2 of 6 is 3 times 7. A equals 3 times 7 is 21. So this triangle is 21 centimeters squared. Now let's work on the parallelogram. A equals BH. A equals, the base was 7, the height is 4. A equals 28. Okay? So the parallelogram is 28. Now, last but not least, the trapezoid. A equals 1/2 times in parentheses B1 plus B2 times H, and parentheses times H. So A equals 1/2, and then B1 was 7 plus B2 was 14. Then I said the height was 6. Okay? 1/2, and then 7 plus 14 is 21, and then 6. I'm going to take half of 6. A equals 1/2 of 6 is 3 times 21. Now, A equals 3 times 21, 63. Boom. So we get 63 here. This is all a combined weird shape. So we will add them all together. 21 plus 28 plus 63 will equal 112, and it's centimeters squared. Okay? Pause it if you need to. Finish taking notes. Go back slowly. Go back 2 or 3 times if you need help. You got all the time in the world. Let's look at example 1. Try it right here. Johnson decomposed the same figure in a different way. Show that he will find the same area that Delia did. So we've got total area equaling area of parallelogram plus 4 times the area of a triangle. So what Johnson did, instead of doing a trapezoid down here, he did 3 more triangles, and they're all the same size as this one. Okay? So he did the regular area of the parallelogram, which was 7 times 4. Okay? And then there are 4 triangles, so we put a 4 here to multiply by the area of one of the triangles, because the area of one triangle times 4 gives me the area for all of them. We said it was 7 and 6 the base and the height were 7 and 6, and they skipped some steps, it seems like. So we're going to do half of 6 is 3 times 7 is 21 times 4 is 84. And once again, 28 plus 84, 112. So the total area is 112 square centimeters, like we solved before. He just did it a different way. We did a trapezoid. He did 4 triangles and a parallelogram. All right? We did a trapezoid, parallelogram, and a triangle. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Let's move on to example 2. Decompose the polygon into quadrilaterals to find area. This is the same thing. We've got a weird looking shape. We have to break it down and solve for it. Josie has set aside some space in her bedroom to use for exercise. Find the area of her exercise space. Whoa, she's got so much more room for activities and stuff. Cool. So they show you 2 different ways. All right. I prefer, we're going to call this A, and we're going to call this B. I prefer A. Do it in the least amount of shapes possible. Because if you do it in more shapes, you have to show more work and do more work and blah, blah, blah. It's called working smarter, not harder. Okay? And when I say working smarter, not harder, that doesn't mean no work at all. You show your work no matter what. But if you can do less work, take it. So we split a line right down the middle. We create a trapezoid and we create a rhombus because all the sides are the same. Okay? So I'm going to do the trapezoid up here to give myself a lot of room. A equals 1/2, and then B1 plus B2, and then height. A equals 1/2. What is the base? Base 1 is 3, plus 7 is base 2, and then the height is 3. Okay? Now, A equals 1/2 times 10 times 3. And 1/2 of 10 is 5 times 3. And then A equals 15. So this parallelogram equals, this trapezoid, my apologies, this trapezoid equals 15. Now we have this rhombus. Can we do 5 and 5? No. Well, A equals BH. We have to find the base and the height. Can we use this 5 for the height? No, because the height has to be perpendicular. So let's make a perpendicular line with the base. This will create a right angle right here. So what is this? I don't know. They don't give me any numbers. I have to do my research. So I look around and I see this line would be the same as this line. This line is 7 feet. This little line is 3 feet. So what would 7 minus 3 be? 4. So the height will be 4 while the base is 5. So 5 for the base, 4 for the height. A equals 5 times 4, 20. Okay, so this would be 20. And I do 15 plus 20, and that equals 35. Okay? If you have any questions, just rewind, try and go through it again, try and help yourself understand, ask a friend, or hit me up in the comments. Now we got the key concept. That's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the lesson as much as I did. And remember, if you're watching this video, you're a part of the class. See you next time, everybody.